I think we left 8 to 12 points on the board on the break. We did not convert, whether it was charges, turnovers, tough shots. We got to be better there in those advantage situations. We missed what a front end of a 1-and-1 that he normally makes. So it just was similar to Wyoming, San Fran, St. Mary's. They just made one or two better plays than we did. So give them credit. I even thought at the end we had a good look with Mash, but they tipped it. They got really good length on the perimeter, and that hurts us sometimes.
How much did you guys miss KJ tonight?
A lot. I mean, I don't know if it's the reason we lost the game, but he's been playing great. And he's, 20 minutes a game, and the rotation just felt a little bit different. Obviously, we didn't play as many guys, but I think he's been playing great basketball. He's been coming in, shooting the ball very, very well. He's got a steady influence. So that certainly is disappointing. So hopefully we can get him back for Saturday.
You think there's a chance he'll play Saturday?
I would assume so. I don't really know.
Ankle or foot?
Ankle.
It is ankle, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, Mo scores the first basket of each half, but then kind of couldn't get going there a little bit for the first half. Sebastian comes in. They again, and I'm wondering if this is a blueprint that teams are going to do. As long as they can find a way to get Mo out of the game, be it foul trouble or anyway, like other teams can still again trying to get Mo out of it. And when they did tonight, that seemed to be when they had their most success. Is there something you guys can do to kind of combat what they're doing against Mo?
We got to move the ball better. We are very effective in sets when we get the ball to Mo. We got to be able to, if they're going to pressure you and put two on the ball, you got to be able to turn and flow and pass it, get it to the other side, and then post up. And we've worked a lot on it. We're not there, obviously. But, we have to be a little more random with our post feeds. I think we're getting a little bit predictable with what we run. Okay, they're going in on that one. Or sometimes you just got to flow and play, and we're really struggling with that.
Jalen, obviously, ended up with some good stats again, except those turnovers, and you had some key misses. Was he a little too amped up? Is this one of those games where he might have been trying to do too much? I
don't know. I mean, I got to give them credit as well. I thought he rebounded better in the second half. They were physical with him. They were committing two guys to him, similar to kind of what Iona did, and House was dominant in it. It wasn't as great today, but some of that, too, was just spacing and everybody being connected. So it's one of those things where I think you got to just keep in perspective and tell these guys, like, hey, after 15 games, we're 14-1.
All right, I'll kind of wrap it with this. You guys still have a sellout coming. A lot of people were sort of, you guys were the last team that was undefeated, and a lot of people wanted to poke holes at it real quick, but that's what comes with something like that. You guys didn't have anything to apologize for. What do you take from this first loss? I mean, is it a good thing? Do you look at it in any way along those lines?
Well, I think all the national narrative about us has zero perspective about where we started a year and a half ago. In 18 months, we've taken a team that won 6 games and the fan interest was down to sellouts, getting Albuquerque, getting the state of New Mexico engaged again. Are we ready to win a national championship and go to a Final Four? Probably not. But after 15 games, I think we've done a lot. And our fan base is rejuvenated. Our players are playing hard. We're 2-1 in the league. We're 14-1. So we're going to have to learn from it. I did not think we were going to go undefeated. And I'm just proud of the run that we had. It was amazing. And give Fresno credit.
A tough stretch right now, though, too, with UNLV, Oral Roberts, San Diego State. It doesn't get easier.
No, and that's this time of year. That's January, February. And luckily, we've got some good wins under our belt. And let's see if we can go get Saturday. And then, it's just one game at a time with every little thing that we do. We schedule Oral Roberts because we thought it'd be another quality win opportunity. So you got Saturday, you got Monday night. Obviously, Saturday night in the pit's going to be a phenomenal environment. And we're looking forward to it.
I mean, I don't have the actual number off the top of my head, but I wasn't they shot the ball really well. They came ready to go and we didn't. I didn't show up tonight, but I mean, once you get a number by your name, and when we're undefeated, we know that we're going to get everybody's best punch. And they came out and they hit us, and we could never really pull away and hold it. And we had so many opportunities right around the rim, a lot of fast break opportunities that usually are, free points for us that we just could not convert on. And like you said, we never really could get into like a flow. We had a couple periods around the beginning of the second half where, we kind of looked a little bit like ourselves, but it's kind of same story as Wyoming, we never, it's something we're going to have to work on if we're going to be serious about playing in the postseason, because these last 2 road games, we haven't showed up and played like ourselves.
Obviously, they're a team that defensively they hang their hat on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned their offense. Let me pull up the stat sheet real quick to see what they did. Ended up just being 7-21 from 3. At times it seemed like more than that. They got off to a big start offensively. So, is that something that you guys, did you expect them offensively to kind of be as efficient as they were throughout the game?
No, we kind of knew their game. The most part of their game plan was going to be obviously try to post up Mash, House, and Donnie. They did a decent job. We didn't communicate at the level we usually do. We didn't fly around like we usually do. At times, we showed kind of our energy and our focus on defense, but the majority of the game it wasn't there. Mo did a great job inside, really being really efficient down there. And, I never really got going myself, and I feel like that was a big piece that kind of limited our offense. Because I don't know. I feel like I should have done a lot more out there, and I feel like I didn't really impact this game that much. But
how do you then respond to something like this? You guys obviously haven't had this to respond.
Well, this is the best lesson we'll have so far this season. Being undefeated is great, but when you think about it, no one goes to their schedule and says, okay, we're going to lose that one, we're going to lose that one, we're going to lose that one. But at the same time, you would look at somebody crazy if they said they're going to go undefeated. And it's kind of this back and forth, kind of, what would you call it? Just, thought experiment of, no one ever thinks that they're going to lose a game on their schedule. But at the same time, you never think you're going to go undefeated either. And so, losing is, it's part of the game. Even Gonzaga, they almost had a undefeated run all the way through the season until they met Baylor in the championship. And it's like, okay, they still had a great season. It's like, they lost. They came up short. And, it's not a fault on Gonzaga. And, this isn't a fault on us. It's part of what made the undefeated streak so special, is because obviously the main criticism we've been getting is, people don't think our strength of schedule is good or whatever it may be, or, our conference or whoever. But at the same time, just consistently winning is hard to do. To have everybody show up every night, to have the other team not play to their full potential, or have both teams play at their best and you both win, or you both, and you battle and, whoever wins. But this is part of the game, and I think it's in a way going to help us because, I feel like these last 2 games we almost kind of expected to win. Obviously we're not expecting to lose, but I don't know if we thought it was going to be easier or what, but I think we took it for granted just how hard it is to really win, and I think that's part of the reason we came up short tonight. Obviously we're going to get back to it, get back to practice. Just reconvene, get going again. Yeah. We got to. At the end of the day, 14-1. Obviously we're not undefeated, but that's nothing to be ashamed of either. Right now we're 2-1 in conference. Got to be 3-1 after UNLV. Losing happens. There's a reason not very many teams go undefeated in conference or in regular season. It's hard to consistently win. And tonight, props to Fresno State. They showed up and we didn't. And congrats to them.
First half, we didn't really play our style of play. They came out, jumped, got a 4-point lead. We could do a lot of stuff better, but everybody's coming at our necks now that we was undefeated, and every away game is going to be tough. And scouting report, coaches did a great scouting report on them. At home, players who don't tend to hit threes start hitting threes, and it's just tough because they're at home. So it was just a tough game overall, and just preaching to the guys that it's not over yet. We can't let one game define our season. and that we were the last team to be undefeated. So just keep going, you know what I'm saying? So and don't weigh yourself down too much because we got 2 more games coming up real soon.
It's kind of a weird kind of dynamic you guys are in right now. You guys were the last team that was undefeated.
Yeah.
Obviously, so much to be proud of. But then
Yes.
when that goes away in just a day, basically, obviously it hits you guys hard.
Yeah.
How do you even bounce back? I mean, we're talking a 14-1 team, and you guys now have to bounce back for a sellout crowd on Saturday.
Yeah, I feel like the coach is going to do a good job. We're going to scout UNLV and we're in the pit with great fans who support us a lot. So it's going to be a big game. We're looking forward to it, man. But we just feel like we let this one down, kind of, and we're up 5 kind of late, and just tough on the road, man. You just got to be mentally stable, and I'll say today they won that battle.
Last one for me. You guys couldn't really get going offensively in the last 4 minutes, I think it was, when you said up 5 late. Was there something they were doing, or was it just a case that you guys are sort of due to not hit those free throws and not hit those bunnies at the rim? You guys missed a lot in the paint. Yeah,
just one of them games on the road, man. It's tough, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's against you. We have to bring our own energy, and we did, but it just wasn't enough. And like I said, teams were coming at our head. You know what I'm saying? We had that ranked number next to our name, and we're playing opposing teams. It's going to be tough. It was never going to be easy, but it's just how you bounce back from situations. Like I said, we're the last team to be undefeated, and that was really big for us. But you know what I'm saying? Every road game is tough in this league, play. So next game, we got to look forward to the next game against UNLV. Play as hard as we can. Just keep stacking wins. Keep on stacking wins, man.